So oftentimes I hear people tell other people, you didn't lose weight because you didn't set a goal. Well, if writing your goal on a whiteboard was enough, you'd be there by now. If smart goals actually work, you wouldn't be stuck in the same freaking cycle. And if motivation mattered, you wouldn't be quitting every Monday after another, just starting over. So let's stop pretending the problem is planning. It's not, goal setting. It's not a lack of discipline. It's that most women are setting goals from the version of themselves they're trying to escape. I'm health and fitness life coach Ben Shaw, and I help women break subconscious barriers, rewire their identity, and radically transform their bodies and lives in 90 days or less. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to set weight loss goals that don't just sit in a notebook, but forge you into someone unrecognizable. How often have you lived a scenario where you wake up one day and you are done? You're done with the yo-yo, you're done with the diet, you're done hating yourself in the mirror. So you get a new journal, a fresh planner, and you wrote the goal in big red ink. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. You mapped out your workouts, you planned your meals, you set your water intake, you got a fancy new scale. And week one, you were on fire. Week number two, you were a little shaky, but you were still there. Week number three, you missed one workout, ate one bad meal, and just like that, the spiral begins again. Why? Why does this happen? Because the goal was written from the version of you that you're trying to kill, the version of you that breaks promises to herself, the version of you that survives but never conquers, the version of you that dreams but doesn't transform, the version that doesn't set goals but actually sets traps. And until you break her grip, you're going to keep repeating her story. You don't need better goals. You need to become someone else. Most women don't fail because the goal is too big. They fail because the woman setting the goal was not built to carry it. She was built to survive, not to rise. This video isn't going to be about, cute hacks or journal prompts. It's going to be a scorched earth awakening where the old you gets left in the ashes and the real you rises like a phoenix reborn. So let's go. So the first thing I want you to do is start to get out of the mindset of I want to lose the 30 pounds, like burn the outcome only mindset. Because it's not about only losing 30 pounds. Because yeah, let's say you lose those 30 pounds, but then what happens when you hit it? If you don't become someone new along the way, you'll gain it all back. The body doesn't hold on to numbers, it holds on to identity. So ask yourself, who is the woman who already has that result? How does she think? What does she refuse to tolerate? What would she never do again? Write that down. That's the real goal. Forget the freaking scale. Become her. Become that woman that actually has those goals already achieved. Secondly, you need to anchor the goal into deep pain. Most goals sound like this. I want to feel better. I want to fit into old jeans. I want to be healthy. But let's get honest. That's bullshit. Those are weak, surface level things that will never drive you to accomplish any goal outside your comfort zone. Pain is the birthplace of power. Until you face the real reasons, you will keep running back to comfort. So dig. Here's some real questions that you can ask yourself. What has your weight really cost you? Your marriage, your confidence, your ability to show up for your kids? What has it stolen from your life? Let the pain cut deep, not to punish you, but to wake you the hell up. Write it, read it, feel it, and then use it. Next, I want you to do a cost of life exercise. Write down 10 things that your current body is costing you emotionally. Then write down 10 things you're hiding from the world because of your weight. Next, write down 10 truths you're afraid to admit, even to yourself. Then lastly, write down 10 things that your weight is costing you financially. And yes, it's costing you financially being overweight. Studies show that overweight people pay 24% more cost of living annually than normal weight individuals. But even past the cost of living, how many times have you had an opportunity come knocking, but you were afraid to take it because of how you look? How many promotions or job offers were you passed over because they didn't see the intelligent, capable, fierce leader that you are inside? All they see was the fat girl. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't filter it. Get raw, because that list is what you're truly trying to escape. Not just the fat, not just the food, but the prison you built around yourself. Next, I want you to time travel to the future you. Yeah, I said a time travel. Now that you face the pain, it's time to replace it with power. I want you to time travel. Close your eyes. Picture her, the future version of you, strong, unapologetic, radiating fire and certainty. What is she wearing? What does she say to herself? What does she not tolerate? What does she, no longer chase? Now start thinking, eating, moving, and living like her now. Stop waiting for the results to earn the identity. The identity creates the results. Next, I want you to do a daily future embodiment of yourself. Every morning, ask, how would she handle today? What would she no longer allow in her space? What would she do when life hits hard? Then act on it every single day. That's how you collapse time. That's how you step into the goal. Next, I want you to set daily emotional targets, not just habits. Most women, you know, that they track their macros, they track their workouts, they track their water, but they never track their character. They don't ask, did I show up with fire today? Did I honor my word when no one was watching? Did I act like the woman I'm becoming? This is why habits fade because they're not tied to emotion. You don't need another checklist. You need an emotional identity compass. Make power the goal. Make honor the metric. Make zero negotiation the default. The next exercise I want you to do is a nightly power review. Each night, score yourself. Ask yourself, did I act in alignment with my new identity? What would the old me do that I didn't do today? How did I override her? This is how you stop repeating the history. And then make it cost you something. If you don't bleed for your goals, you're going to walk away the second it gets uncomfortable. Put some freaking skin in the game. You know, invest in a program, hire a coach, commit publicly, schedule the non-negotiables, and burn the boats behind you. No more backup plans. No more next Monday. No more if it doesn't work. Remove the option of retreat, and then now your goal is going to have teeth. So what makes the weight loss goal actually work? You know, it's not smart goals. It's not step counts or weekly weigh-ins. It's building a new version of you, one who is so anchored in power that the old version has no place left to live. This isn't about fat loss. It's about identity resurrection. Because once you become the woman who does what she said she'd do, you know, chooses power over comfort, who trains like she's worthy already, who eats like she loves herself, then losing 30, 50, even 100 pounds is just a side effect. This is just the spark, just the first wing of the act. I spend weeks drilling this into my clients until it's not just information, it's who they are. Because you don't need a new plan, you need a new operating system, a new identity that's coded into your nervous system, one that refuses to play small, refuses to repeat the past, and refuses to be the woman who keeps starting over. And that takes reps, immersion, and ruthless support. So if this lit something up in you, just know this is the beginning. So if you're tired of, you know, setting goals that fell apart the second life punches back, if you're ready to burn the old self to the ground and become so unrecognizable, drop that fire emoji in the comments or DM me so that way you can, you know, start rebuilding the life that you need. And let's do what you were born for, you know, not to lose weight, but to take your power back. This is Ben Shaw. Now, I don't coach weight loss, I coach rebirth. Let's begin.